Hello everyone. I wanted to thank you all for inviting Christine Rolando, our Director of Development, and me to your meeting. My name is Denise Faulkemer. I'm the Executive Director of Social Service Association, and I wanted to let you know a little bit about what we do, and excuse me for reading from my notes. When you give your time, talent, or treasure to Social Service Association, who are you helping? You're helping family of all different backgrounds in the towns of Ridgewood, Glen Rock, Wyckoff, Waldwick, Midland Park, and Ho-Ho-Kus. In addition, 40% of those you help are children. You're helping the elderly woman in senior housing who has no relationship with her children. You are helping the single parent who's employed full-time and is not receiving child support. You're helping the two-parent family in which the dad has a life-altering illness and the mother lost her job. You were continuing to help them as the daughter graduated and found her way into college, and as the dad passed away. And how are you helping? First of all, you're helping by helping us to provide food vouchers to the Stop and Shop in Ridgewood for all our families. And you are also helping by maintaining our food pantry. We have a food pantry of predominantly non-perishable items, but we also have some fresh and frozen items, and we're constantly looking for ways to expand into more fresh and fresh produce. That's what the clients are looking for. Each month, families come to our pantry, select 4 bags of food, and receive a Stop and Shop gift card voucher, and that's the bread and butter of our business. But we also can help with emergency utility bills and emergency rent. And at this point, our rent is frozen at this time of the year, which unfortunately almost all the organizations are, but we hope to be able to restore that next year with increased funds. Well, an example of a family that we've helped is a mom and a dad had come in. The dad had lost his job and the mom was ill. They had triplets and they had a shut-off notice for PSE&G. We helped them with their PSE&G bill. We were able to pay $500 toward that bill. In addition to that, we were able to give them food vouchers, and we paid $100 toward their water bill. They also were a little delayed on rent at that time, and we were able to help them with a partial rent payment. They only had $100 in their bank. So we also referred them to food stamps, and we referred them to family care insurance so that they could be able to be taken care of. We discussed employment options. Our office manager, who was previously in another life, an HR person, reached out, helped him kind of navigate the unemployment situation. And we also set them up with our Thanksgiving and holiday program. They are no longer a family that we're helping. They've gone on and been able to manage on their own. We also had a family that we helped who the mom had an unregulated seizure disorder and was not receiving any kind of child support for the dad. And she expressed concern about how was she going to pay her rent. So we did help her with her rent, ongoing food vouchers, referred them to food stamps, and kind of also we like to provide an ear so that people can talk to us. Our summer camp program last year we helped send 56 children to camp. So we used area camps such as the Graydon Camp in Ridgewood, Midland Park Rec Camp. We've had kids go to the Wyckoff Education Association, or Wyckoff Schools runs a program, and then the Wyckoff Y. We've sent people to those programs. We also, some families select sports camps. So we generally, our first priority are people who have working families, and we like to make sure that the kids are in a safe, fun, stimulating environment rather than being alone with television. And we do like to also, we've had some people in Waldwick who've gone on to Midland Park and have gone to Midland Park Rec, and we've had Midland Park people use the Waldwick pool. So we've been able to help with that too. And also, I wanted to reach out, and we have opportunities. I know Rotary are really big volunteers, so we do have opportunities for hands-on volunteering. And one of them is we have a program called Gleaning, in which Kings in Midland Park and Kings in Ridgewood packs up their they take meat that's about to expire and put it in their freezer, as well as some veg and some grocery that's, either they're changing season or the veg is just starting to look a little past peak. So we look to people to help us just pick that up from Kings on a designated day, and usually it's in the morning, and bring it to our office, weigh it, kind of get it into the freezer, refrigerator, shelves, and so that usually takes an hour or less. And we're also looking for people to drive and deliver for our Thanksgiving food program, and that's usually held on the Tuesday prior to Thanksgiving. We do our delivery, but we also do sorting on Friday. I think this year it's the 16th, and the 19th is Monday. So we're at Ridgewood Village Hall, and we sort all the food that we collect, and then we set everything up as for deliveries. We have a number of people who don't have cars, and that is why we really are a little heavy on delivery. We also always, if anybody is interested in doing some financial advising or working on budgetary items with people, we always look for that, and we're looking for ways to address that maybe in a larger forum. And any suggestions that anybody has, resume writing, anything like that, we would be happy to entertain. Again, I thank you for inviting us to speak, and I'd like to open this up for any questions that anyone has.
Ask a lot of questions, we're early.
I know, just, well, whatever,
I don't know how long anybody needs.
And we currently have about 130 families that we help, and that equals out to be about 380 individuals. We have probably about 21, 22 families from Midland Park, and less from Wyckoff, but I think we still have about 5 families from Wyckoff. Glen Rock's our lowest, I think we have 1 family from Glen Rock right now, and our largest number of families come from Ridgewood. We've got about 55 families from Ridgewood. Our annual budget's about $250,000, and at this point, we are running about $60,000 over our budget. So we found, and I'm sure as a volunteer organization, you found it's much more difficult to get volunteers, and we rely on volunteers and we rely on donations. We get no government funds whatsoever. We usually send out an appeal letter. We have a golf outing tomorrow as a fundraiser in conjunction with Park West Tavern. Randy Carroll created a park charities. So we get a portion. I think there's 5 organizations that will receive a portion of that. We participated in the Northwestern PGA, and so we hope to add to our coffers with our volunteerism there. We're having a tailgate in Ridgewood at toward the end of October, I think October 19th.
Yeah.
And that will be with a band, and so we hope that will be well attended, and that we will be able to raise some money. The money that we raise really goes directly to our clients. Yes, Evan.
Do an annual gala?
We have done galas about every 5 years, and I think that's one of the things Christine and I are talking about. We're thinking, 2020 might be a good year to have it. It'll be 6 years, since we had our last one in 2020. We had it in 2014. So it's a lot of, as you all know, a gala is a lot of work, and everybody needs to be on board. So we had tried to look for ways to kind of make a little bit less work on the board. So, but that is something that we have to consider. Yeah.
Do you have any affiliation with Westburg and mental health? Do you services?
So with Westburg, what we do with West Bergen is that a number of their their clients who are housed in West Bergen housing come to our food pantry. So we have a collaborative relationship with them, but we have not conducted any joint. We've not really conducted any joint fundraisers or anything like that, but we are part of the services that they reach out to for a lot of their clients. Yeah.
The fact that you skewed so much towards Ridgewood, you think that's because you're physically in Ridgewood? Is maybe the word's not getting out to the other towns as well?
I think it's twofold. I do think it's because we're in Ridgewood, I think, and virtually everybody on our board is from Ridgewood. So that's number one. Our next highest is Waldwick. We're on the train line, so that makes it easy for people to get to us if they don't have a car. And there are a lot of people in Waldwick who do not have cars, who use our services. We also, in conjunction with West Bergen, a lot of the people in Ridgewood who live in town, live in apartments, we're walking distance. We're located at the train station in what was a former luggage storage area. So I think that that's convenient. And I think the word is out a little bit more in Ridgewood. We are really trying to reach out to the other towns, both for knowledge and need of support, but also to make sure that people who might need our services get it. Pardon me?
How do you let people know that you?
Well, you know what, we have a website, we have a Facebook page, but unless you're looking, the Board of Social Services knows about us. We're on United Way 211. So if somebody calls looking for help, we get many calls from people who are out of our area that we can't help. I can't tell you how many calls we get about rent and helping for people requesting, they're about to be evicted or something like that from Hackensack or Hasbrook Heights or places that we can't help. If somebody calls 211, is referred to us and is referred for rent and we can't help them, we take them and help them in any other way that we can. And sometimes, some landlords are really willing to work with anybody. They will allow them to pay extra overtime if they can. If in the past, and honestly, I would still do it if it was a very compelling case, I would advocate for us to pay, even though it's not in our budget. I would really strongly advocate for the client to help that client with rent if it made the difference between them having a house and being able to go to work. But when you're on that line of you've got a bad car, you need your car to get to work, and the $1,600 car repair will make you not be able to pay your rent. That's a very compelling argument, because if you can't pay your rent or you can't fix your car, how are you going to get to work? And that's your first step, climbing out of that hole. But I was talking to, and I'm sorry I forgot, I was talking to Andy about he's involved with Family Service Organization and how that's kind of gone hand in hand. His organization has really helped some of our clients. It's usually a multi-pronged approach that helps best. So anyway, thank you again.
Thank you.
Yeah.